Why loud people are rarely respected. Have you ever noticed something strange? The loudest person in the room is rarely the most respected. They talk over others. They repeat themselves. They raise their voice. They fight for attention. And yet, when they finish speaking, people don't feel convinced. They feel relieved it's over. I learned this the hard way. There was a time when I believed respect had to be fought for, that if I didn't defend every word, if I didn't push my point harder, I would be ignored. One day, in the middle of a heated conversation, I raised my voice. The room went silent, but not because they respected me. They were simply waiting for me to stop. That moment changed everything. I realized something the Stoics understood centuries ago. Power does not come from volume. It comes from presence, from calm, from restraint, from words chosen so deliberately that they cannot be dismissed. Today I'll share 5 Stoic phrases that command respect without shouting, without aggression, and without losing your dignity. These phrases don't make you louder. They make you unignorable. Phrase 1. I understand your point, but I disagree. This phrase commands respect because it does 2 things at once. First, it shows you are listening. Second, it shows you are not submitting. Most people argue to win. Stoics respond to remain grounded. When you say, I understand your point, but I disagree, you remove emotional tension instantly. You are not attacking. You are not defending. You are stating. Epictetus taught that wisdom lies in separating judgment from emotion. This phrase does exactly that. You acknowledge the other person without surrendering your position. No long explanations. No raised voice. No need to convince. And something interesting happens. People pause because calm disagreement is rare, and rare things command attention. Use this phrase when someone pressures you, someone dominates conversation, someone expects you to fold. Say it once, then stop talking. Silence completes the authority. Phrase 2. I do find that appropriate. This is one of the strongest boundaries you can express without conflict. There was a time when I stayed silent, when someone crossed a line, a joke, a comment, a tone. I didn't want trouble, but silence felt like agreement. Later, I realized something painful. I didn't regret what they said. I regretted what I didn't say. I don't find that appropriate is not an insult. It's not anger. It is a standard. Seneca wrote, "He who respects himself will be respected by others." This phrase draws an invisible line. You don't explain. You don't justify. You don't argue. You simply declare your boundary. When spoken calmly, people adjust immediately because they sense they are dealing with someone who knows their worth. Phrase 3. Let's talk when we can do so respectfully. This phrase changes everything. Most arguments escalate because neither side wants to lose. Egos collide. Voices rise. Logic disappears. This phrase stops the spiral. I once used it in a heated moment, when my heart was racing, and my words were about to betray me. I stopped, took a breath, and said, let's talk when we can do so respectfully. Then I walked away. It felt uncomfortable. My ego wanted the last word. But that silence became my strongest move. Epictetus taught, you may not control what others say, but you always control how you respond. This phrase shifts power instantly. You are not avoiding the issue. You are setting conditions. You are saying, respect is required for access to me. And people feel that. Often they return calmer, more open, more respectful. Because when you lead with dignity, others eventually follow. Phrase 4. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Not every conversation deserves your energy. This is a lesson Stoicism teaches clearly. I spent years trying to convince people who didn't want to understand, explaining, repeating, draining myself. One day I stopped. In the middle of pointless conflict, I calmly said, I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Then I left. The peace that followed was almost shocking. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who injured you." This phrase is not rejection. It is selection. You are choosing peace over pointless engagement. And when people realize they cannot drag you into chaos, they treat your presence differently, because attention becomes valuable when it's no longer guaranteed. Phrase 5. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. This is the balance of empathy and strength. Many people confuse politeness with agreement. Stoicism does not. There was a time when I nodded along, just to keep peace, and slowly disappeared. This phrase ended that. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. No hostility, no submission, just clarity. Seneca believed that to live according to reason is to live in freedom. This phrase is freedom in words. You acknowledge the other person without abandoning yourself. People respect this because they feel certainty, not defensiveness. And calm certainty is deeply persuasive. Why these phrases work? Each of these phrases reflects something deeper than language. They reflect self-mastery. You are not reacting. You are choosing. You are not proving. You are standing. You are not loud. You are clear. And clarity commands respect. The Stoics believed that when you control your words, you control the situation. Calm is the highest form of power. In a world addicted to noise, calm is revolutionary. You don't need to shout to be strong. You don't need to dominate to be respected. You don't need to explain yourself endlessly. Speak less. Choose better. Stand firm. Remember these 5 phrases. I understand your point, but I disagree. I don't find that appropriate. Let's talk when we can do so respectfully. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. Use them calmly. Use them sparingly. And watch how the world responds. This is Stoic Guy. This is calm authority. This is the Stoic way.